So before we start anything, I just want to establish the fact that I hate being broke and I hate debt. So here's how I'm going to help, right? Welcome back to my channel. We'll talk about personal growth and wellness tips. So for today, we'll be looking in the financial direction. So we'll be looking at 8 financial mistakes we often make, and we're going to find a way to fix all these issues so that we'll save our money and spend wisely. Okay, so if you're new here, hit that red subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos every week. And without any further delay, let's get right into it. So we make a lot of financial mistakes. All these financial mistakes can range from improper planning, lack of saving, investment and budgeting, and all these financial mistakes can go ahead to cause losses in our businesses and affect our general life and well-being. So now we're looking deeply into these financial mistakes and we'll figure out ways to prevent them in order to prevent losses in our businesses and our finances. So the first financial mistake we make is not having the future in mind. So I'm sure we all hate being broke and we hate borrowing money from people, right? But the thing is that there are situations that are way beyond our control. So we call this the unforeseen circumstances. So these situations come up, right? They come up and we can't do anything about them. So the best thing we can do is not just think about the present time, but think about the future. Always try to set funds aside just in case of an emergency, so that you don't end up disrupting your daily activity or your daily life whenever something comes up because you don't have the finances. Okay, so just try as much as possible to keep finances aside just in case something comes up in the future. All right, so the second mistake we make is making huge financial decisions without thinking it through. So let's take me for example. I might go out maybe to buy food or something, and I might go across a shop and I see a particular shoe that I like. I will just go inside there and I will buy the shoe. Like, I might not even think it through. Sometimes we don't even think things through. We just go ahead and we do it. So let's come to that place where we analyze things before we buy them, right? You think about, oh, how does this affect my life? Do I already have the shoe? Was this shoe needed? Why did I buy the shoe? Right? We don't even think about whether all these things are needed. We just go ahead and do them because we feel the urge to buy them at that point or to get that thing at that point. Before you make any huge financial decision, think about your income, think about how much you have currently, and think about how this will affect your future plans or how it will affect your finances generally. The third point is relying on people. It's not a bad idea to rely on people for financial aid. It's not a bad idea at all. But can you count how many times you have expected finances from people and they didn't come through? Yeah, there are situations when they come through and there are situations where they don't come through. Things might just come up unexpectedly and they will have to think about, should I help this person or should I just take care of my own situation? Obviously their own situation is more important than yours, right? So the thing is this: in as much as we are expecting financial aid from people or we are expecting financial help from people, always make sure you have a plan B, especially in important matters, right? So in matters that you think this is very, very important for me and I cannot just mess it up, just make sure that you have a plan B just in case something happens. Okay, so the next mistake people make is being in debt, right? As I said earlier in the beginning of this video, I hate being in debt. I hate borrowing money. I hate owing people, right? So I hate feeling like I'm obligated to somebody. I don't like that feeling. So I don't like owing people. So I try as much as possible to pay back whenever I get money from people. So the thing is this: borrowing money or being in debt is inevitable. Even the richest people in the world borrow money from the bank. People take loans from the bank almost every day. So it happens. It's going to happen. Those are some of the situations that are inevitable. So even if you borrow money or you get money from someone, ensure that you return it back. So if there's a particular timeline that you guys agreed upon, make sure you meet the timeline. But if peradventure you do not meet the timeline, just call the person and explain to the person. You don't have to be hiding and playing hide and seek with the person because it's the person's finances and the person actually worked for it. So ensure that you keep the person updated in case of any change in plan or something, so that whatever attitude you used to collect the money, let it be the same joyful and happy attitude you used to return it, because the person is doing you a favor. So please try as much as possible not to be in debt. This point is getting stuff we do not need. A lot of times we get stuff, we buy things or we pay for things we don't need, starting from a lot of monthly subscriptions, buying clothes, shoes and all. So there are a lot of things we do not need that we actually pay for, most times on a monthly basis, right? So you might have subscribed for something that's just there going and you are not using it or no one else is using it. So if there are situations like that, it's best you cut them out so that you will save more. That way you're able to save more and spend less of your money. So the next point is spending more than you earn. The thing is this, beautiful things never finish. So like if you decide, oh, I want to get this today, tomorrow there's another thing that will come up. But the thing is this, if you are spending more than you earn, that means your account is in red, your account is in zero, right? So before you spend anything, or once your monthly income comes in, just try as much as possible to calculate and see how much you're getting and see how much you are spending, and always make sure that your account is not in minus. Make sure that you have something extra for the rainy days, as we said in point 1. So keep something extra for the rainy days, so that in case there's an emergency or those unforeseen circumstances, you'll be able to save and you won't be borrowing money for things that you would have saved up for. So the next tip, this next financial mistakes you make is not starting to save either early or not even saving at all. A lot of times we feel like the future is far, and I don't know, we expect that money is coming from somewhere, so we don't usually save. But I'm here to tell you that saving is important, right? In as much as investment is important, saving is also very important. It's very, very important, because at a point you need money. I'm sure today now you thought of something and what came to your mind was, oh, how will I pay for it, or where do I get the money for it, or something. So saving is very important because it helps you keep money for emergency purposes, for rainy days, for business investment that might come up in the near future. So I learned how to start saving right from when I was little. I had this saving box my mommy had, so I used to put money into it every day. So you don't have to start with $1 million. You can start with as little as $1. So just start putting $1 into somewhere. Keep it, and if you save $1 every day, 20 days you get $20, and you see, that's a lot of money. So you can start saving right from now. You can start doing as little as you can. The little you can do, just do it. Just make sure that you are not broke to the point that you don't have any dime on you. That's bad. So the next financial mistake we make is not investing, right? So what is investing? Investing is just a way of putting your money into something to yield profit. So we'll be talking about savings all this while, and savings is just you keeping your money and later on you collect it, but it doesn't grow. But when you invest your money, you are keeping the money, you are also saving it or putting it into something, and the money is growing. So it helps ensure financial stability. So we can invest into stocks, bonds, real estate, and other things that we can invest into, right? So aside from you keeping money or saving up money for emergency purposes, it's also important that you invest your money into something, so that way you are able to gain more, and you're also able to ensure a stable future for you and your family. All right, then the last point is college choices, right? So choosing the right college or school or whatever, right? So we might want to choose school for your children or for yourself, and because you knew that your friends went to this school, maybe to Harvard, and you're like, I want to go to Harvard because your friends are there, and you know deep within you, like you search your heart and you know that you don't have the finances. When you want to go to college, things like college, all these huge decisions are something that you have to actually think through, right? So you think about it, you ask yourself, are there other places I can go and get this same degree cheaper? Is there something else I can do to make this reduce the cost of this? If there's nothing you can do, then, and that's the best option you can go for, then go for it. But if you don't have the finances to keep up with it, then don't start it, right? So don't start something you can't finish. If it's something you have the money for, go ahead. But if you don't have the money for it, please don't go into debt trying to, I don't know, like something that you have to go and in the middle you just stop. Please, whatever we want to do, let's just ensure that this is what you want to do. Calculate, make your analysis, ask questions, and make the right choices, so you don't have to regret maybe at the middle or at the end of it, you regret your actions. So in summary, I just want to make us understand that financial responsibility increases as we age. So as you get older, you start thinking about yourself, your family, your children, your rent, so all those things, how to fuel your car and all those things. So all this responsibility increases. That's why this is adulthood is a scam. So the responsibility is a lot. So we can start right now to start making the necessary adjustments. If there's anything you have to cut down on them. If there are investments you need to make, start making them. If there are savings, you have to start saving up. If you have to start budgeting and planning your life before you make decisions, start doing them right now, so that as you get older, you see that you are making the right choices and you save more. So this will help you become more financially responsible and make the right choices and also be financially stable. All right, so thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for being here, and I really appreciate you always coming here. And if you've not subscribed, please, what are you waiting for? Hit that red subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so that you'll be notified when I post new videos every week. Also, you can like this video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. If there's any topic you want me to talk about, you can also leave it in the comment section and we'll talk about it. You can also check out my website and my social media. Follow me on all my social media handles, and until then, I'll see you next week.